everybody, and welcome back. So today we're going to do a midweek market update. It's going to be super short, and the competition is, can I keep it below 2 minutes? So I'm going to do this super fast. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because this information is free. There's no marketing, and let's get the show on the road. First, we have market updates for different cities. We have Bellevue, we have Newcastle, we have Renton, we have South King County, we have Snohomish. We have different market areas where we give the stats to you and you get updated. Again, there's no marketing. It's just free information for you to use. It's stats and whatnot that we work with. So make sure if you are wanting one of those areas, reach out to us. We'll send you the link. We do keep most of them unpublished and only allow certain people to look at them they would find value in that information. We just don't need a bunch of spam. With that being said, let's move on. So when we take a look at what's coming on market at 1,120 homes coming on the average of the last 7 days, pended 1,440, sold 935. Now, here's the funny thing. This is totally normal. We are seeing our typical sales cycle during this time of year. Just our numbers are quite a bit lower than where they should be, because as we take a look at this next slide here, which is super important, you can see that our inventory is down basically 30%. Technically, we're about 3,400 homes short of where we're at last year. However, here's the funny thing. When you take a look at where we should technically be, we should be 18,000, 22,000 homes at any one time for this time of year. And we're about 10,000 short minimum of that. Hence, that's why we're seeing quite a bit of price stability, because we only have 1 month of inventory. We have a very limited amount of homes available, because this is across the Northwest MLS, which is half Washington State. That is like small amounts of homes anywhere. Now, here's the funny thing. When we take a look at the next slide here, you can see that the interest rates have been coming down. In fact, only the 5/1 ARM actually bobbled up a little bit. So when we take a look at what has been trending over the last 3 weeks, interest rates were going up and up and up. Buyers were pulling back. As Lawrence Yun said at NAR, National Association of Realtors, he said, hey, listen, man, anytime the interest rate goes above 6.8%, buyers are pulling back. No kidding. They do, especially when they hit 7. Now, when they hit 6.6, excuse me, then buyers come back into the market and we see some very aggressive activity. So we're going to start seeing that, since we're seeing some really great price points as those rates keep coming down. Now, of course, they said mortgage applications, well, you know, they've been stagnant and going down for the last few weeks. No kidding. Interest rates go up, people don't make application. Interest rates go down, people make applications, which comes to our next slide, which is super important. We've got Mark Stiles here. So Mark's with Puget Sound Business Journal. Super smart guy. Really like the guy. Spoke to him a number of different times when I was one of the board of directors at the Northwest MLS. And he says single-family homes, home prices in the Puget Sound region continue to fall in May, with King County seeing a year-over-year decline in 8.9%. But the median price for King County rose 16.5% to $910,000. Basically since Jan 1. Now, you might say that's a little confusing. All right, what Mark is actually talking about here are sales, not home values, sales. When interest rates go up, people back off. They can only afford so much. If they're financing, they can only afford so much. And if interest rates double, that impacts what they're able to buy. So what they're able to buy, maybe not that $900,000 house, but maybe that $700,000 house when you add 3% interest on top of what it was last year. It doesn't mean that home value, your home, physical home, went down in value. That just means cha-chink, buyers are buying at a lower price point. That's a little bit of a distinction. The word sales there is just kind of missing. It's not a big deal. It's just a point of clarification. Would I fault Mark for that? Absolutely not, because he's just reiterating what the Northwest MLS put out. Again, Mark is super awesome. Make sure you pay attention to his articles. He's just a really good reporter. He does delve into things. So hats off to you, Mark. Was not a slam by any stretch. Just adding clarity since we had that question come up quite a bit. All right, moving on. Take a look at this. 1/3, this is in April, 1/3 of all homes being bought, actually 33.4%, I guess what it truly is 1/3, were all cash. Why? Well, a lot of that is because of interest rates, especially if you're buying luxury homes. People just don't want to pay those crazy interest rates. Now, of course, the article goes on to say, hey, listen, there are two options. Really? You can pay cash or put an amount down and then reinvest that other money into another performance type of investment that would have to overcome like a 6.5-7% mortgage. A little bit tougher, but they're out there. But nonetheless, those were their two options. Okay, I'll buy into that because that's true. Seems obvious to me. The other thing is when we talk about the Wells Fargo affordability chart here, what they're basically saying is, hey, you know what? The opportunity to buy a home has been going down, 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 down. In 2020, it was like 60%, 66%. And then we're like, I think it was like 49, 45% now. But we did take an upswing, meaning that we took that turn to a positive level, which is true because when we take a look at year over year, interest rates had just started ramping up. So people went from 3.5%, 4%, boom, 6.5%, 7%. Buyers significantly pulled back. Buyer price points dropped down. So of course, we're going to see that transition. Of course, we're going to start to see that inventory build up. Still is super low, but it was actually starting to build up to where people had options and choices, which buyers still do and should take advantage of it because rates will, my prediction, crystal ball polish, is that either Q4 or at the end of Q2, second quarter next year, we're going to see interest rates start coming back down again into probably the mid to high fives. We're going to see a lot of refinances. We're going to see some folks enter into the market, and it's going to be quite a bit more aggressive. All right. So with that being said, remember, subscribe, like, and share. Smash that subscribe button. Share this with people that you like. It is free. Hope you enjoy it. Please keep the questions coming. In the meantime, I will see you on the next video. Take care.